You would genuinely think that working around superheroes would actually be a pretty cool job. Like, pretty fun, pretty cool, and pretty interesting. Now, obviously, you wouldn't be a superhero in this scenario, because if you were, you would be one of these superheroes that are being talent managed, right? But I gotta talk about Ashley Barrett, because working with superheroes may seem cool, but the boys universe makes it seem pretty damn bad. Because Ashley Barrett from The Boys has the worst job in existence. And it is horrendous. And when I say horrendous, I mean horrendous. Now, for starters, there are various reasons why this job is horrible for Ashley Barrett. But for starters, I mean, you're constantly stuck between Vought and superheroes. You are constantly basically in between these two entities. You want to personally make the soups feel better, feel more, comfortable, this and that, but you also have to align what your beliefs are with the company itself. So if you go too far with helping the soups, then Vought or whatever company is not going to like you very much, aka what we've seen with Ashley Barrett. She has to figure out that line, the line between actually helping the soups as much as possible, giving them whatever they want, but also making them do what Vought wants them to do. Because Ashley's whole role for a lot of the series, if not the entirety of the series, is that she's basically a PR manager. Yes, later on she does become the Vought CEO, but I mean, let's be honest, she is not really much of a CEO. Now, it does put her in a impossible situation, a literal impossible position, and it has her kind of making herself have to spin different disasters, different things that happen caused by soups, by the way, and has to spin them into something either positive or something at least not negative, right? Whether it's Homelander killing somebody or ending somebody or whatever you want to say, or someone on camera or like in front of many people, or the Deep humiliating himself, A-Train in another scandal, or anything along those lines. She is expected to be the one on main cleanup crew. She is expected to basically handle things and make things basically just go away, make things disappear. And she doesn't have powers. It's not like she has some crazy superpowers that allows her to make sure that maybe the internet doesn't have a certain thing that happened, or make sure the internet or this or that doesn't show this or that. She doesn't have anything. She is just a regular human. And frankly, when things go wrong, she gets blamed for it all. And it's pretty obvious that not a single soul in Vought, like not a single soup in Vought, cares about her at all. And I want to talk about Homelander specifically. Honestly, working for Homelander is, well, obviously a nightmare, and she proves it the entirety of the way. Being around Homelander is basically like living with a loaded gun, right? And it's definitely not something that is easy, and he acts like a child or even a baby from time to time, somebody who doesn't know right from wrong properly, and maybe at the same time does know right from wrong, but literally doesn't care enough for any of it to matter. Like, he would rather just get what he wants no matter what, no matter the cost, no matter what people do, and all the above. And he has no rhyme or reason. If he snaps, you better do the right thing. And if he tells you to do something, you better do it. Because we've seen it with Ashley, how she's like, well, to be honest, Homelander, like, that's probably not the best idea. But guess what? Homelander does not care. He does not care if you're a CEO. He does not care if you are a PR manager. He wants you to do whatever he wants you to do, unless it's something he can't figure out, and then he gives you the whole, just get it done, figure it out, get it done. And that's really, that's a really bad job. Ashley has seen it on multiple occasions. It is a pretty shitty job. I mean, one word, one nervous glance, one bad thing, and Ashley could be gone on the spot. The constant fear of being around someone like him. I mean, she started pulling her whole head off, basically. All of her hair, she's just ripping it off out of the just flat out stress. She's literally ripping her hair out of her skull. And it just shows the entire time the psychological pressure that she has to put herself under to deal with someone like Homelander, but also deal with people all around Vought. I mean, these people believe, or these, well, not even people, these soups believe that they are above everything, that they are legitimately untouchable. Like, a lot of these soups, they truly believe that. They believe, like, oh, they're better, they're this, they're that, so they should do and be able to do whatever they want. And even Ashley in the past has dealt with issues even beyond just like the typical, you know, superhero being an absolute idiot type of situation. I mean, when we look back on it with Starlight, she even brought issues for someone like Ashley. Because at the end of the day, even when you're trying to be a good person as a superhero or a soup, you still bring trouble. Because the way they were approaching actually, you know, utilizing Ashley in the whole PR whole situation as her job, or even as a CEO, it didn't matter if you were a good person or a bad person. You still brought some sort of irritation and some sort of drama to the entirety of the thing that is the Vought PR machine. And shoot, we even see her dealing with this in Gen V. She deals with all of that type of stuff, everything. And like I said, she legitimately pulls her hair out of her head because of it and how stressful it truly is. And I'll be honest, if I had to do something like that too, I might be pulling hair out of my head as well. And what makes things even worse for someone like Ashley is that she legitimately has no power. I mean, she legitimately became the CEO of Vought. She did something that maybe she thought, oh, this was amazing. I finally made it. I made it to the top of the food chain. I have control over everything. But guess what? In all reality, she's just a little puppet. She was a puppet to Homelander, a puppet to the other heroes, or a puppet to the other soups. And frankly, she was never making real decisions. Everything that was going on had really nothing to do with her. Everything had all to do with Homelander. He had the final say. She was forced to just go along with whatever insanity he wanted or anybody in some sort of minor power wanted. Her promotion and all that stuff, it all was just a different level now. Because it wasn't about, oh, I want to find out the best way to approach PR for you and, you know, make you popular and, you know, make you rich, make us famous, all this stuff. No, it was no longer that. It gets worse and worse involving Ashley and the job that she was supposed to do in the first place. And she's not in the same boat of someone like Huey and Starlight, who kind of escaped from that system. Now, more specifically, Starlight, I kind of throw Huey in there as well, just because Huey is someone who is a normal person, or was a normal person for a very long time. So the fact is, he tried his best to get out of that type of situation, and in a way there were times where he was able to have a normal life and have that separation between all the stuff they do as the boys, but also just like the normal day-to-day life stuff that they want to do. In terms of Ashley, she has none of that. There is no day-to-day life. There is no this or that they can kind of separate the job from her normal life. She has none of that. That doesn't exist in this type of job or in this type of situation. What exists is the same thing over and over again. It's not like Ashley has really an option just to walk away. She's way too deep in this type of like whole scenario now. She knows quitting or betraying Vought or betraying Homelander would just get her, ex-nayed, like legitimately offed. And at the end of the day, we've seen it at the end of season 4 that's basically what was going to happen, and she knew it. She literally was a ticking time bomb, or this whole scenario was just a ticking time bomb. She was suffering day in and day out, over and over and over again, and what she needed to do was keep smiling, keep spinning lies, and keep suffering behind the scenes, because guess what? it's not like anybody else even cared about anything she was really doing. She could do the perfect job. She can make the perfect spin on PR, perfect spin on something that happens, and make everybody forget about what occurred, or make everybody think, oh, this person's actually a really great hero, or this person's a really great this, or really great that. She might be able to convince you of that, but she's never going to get any credit for something like that. She's never going to get any credit for anything along those lines. And we saw towards the end of season 4, she just wanted out. She wanted to get the hell out of there, asking A-Train just to please run away, right? Let's just run away and get away from all this, and then blah, blah, blah. But let's be honest, there is no running. Even if she did get A-Train and somehow got him to run away with her and get away from this current scenario, it doesn't change the fact that eventually the Supes and Homelander and many others, they'll eventually find her. And not even because they're looking for her, searching for her, or anything like that, but because guess what? Eventually they will come across her, because she's just a normal human, and bad things are looking to happen to normal humans, especially in this world, with Supes believing that they are a different species, a different part of humanity, and a different just thing in general. They are not of humankind, they are of Supe kind. And in being this way and what they believe, all that work that Ashley did initially for PR, as the CEO, all this stuff, none of it mattered. Because guess what? At the end of the day, she was just some measly human that was used for an ends to a means that's really, she doesn't even know like the 100% idea of in the first place. Because guess what? Nobody knows. Nobody knows exactly what Homelander's little brain is kind of thinking, and nobody really knows what Homelander is truly up to. And frankly, actually, even with Homelander, like when she was there, she didn't know. She didn't know what was happening. And frankly, the unknown is even scarier. And there's a reason why she just said, F it, I'm going to use Compound V, or I'm going to use Temp V. Because what's the worst that's going to happen? Well, we saw how bad that got. But what's the worst that's going to happen? I'm already going to get, get croaked. I'm already going to get, taken out. And the fact is, just to end this all off on how horrible being Ashley Barrett is, and how horrible the job of being, or in terms of Ashley Barrett truly was, think about at the end of the day, at the very end of that season, or season 4, where Ashley decides to take Temp V, everybody was kind of preparing to already get rid of her, because they got rid of all the humans within Vought, right? And she literally is screaming in pain and agony, and the reason for this is because of Temp V. You're not going to tell me, nobody can tell me that Homelander couldn't hear her yelling, couldn't hear her screaming, and most likely never even went over there and to take her out or anything like that, to end her or anything, because he probably already assumed, oh, someone's taking care of it. I don't care if that woman suffers. I don't care if Ashley suffers. That is how bad they looked at her. They didn't care about her. They literally looked at her as if she was borderline a pet. Borderline someone that was just able to get thrown around and so on. And even we hear Sister Sage talking to the Deep and asking him, why do you let someone that is of a lower life form talk to you that way? You are better than her, superior to her in every single way. So why would you let her speak to you that way? And this just right here shows how little they think of humans. So imagine how little they think of a human working at Vought. And on top of that, imagine how little they think of Ashley in general for how long she's been there, and how many times she either messes up, or in the eyes of someone like Homelander, messes up in general. I mean, being Ashley Barrett would suck. And frankly, she hands down in the boys has the worst job imaginable. And on paper, you would think, oh, that job sounds kind of cool. But at the end of the day, Ashley Barrett proves that her job is just hell. Now, with that said, I would love to hear what you guys have to say about the idea, about the video, and about what you think about the job, like, you know, Ashley's job, and frankly, how bad it is, truly. I would love to hear examples you remember from the show, or you know from the show of The Boys, just any time that Ashley went through absolute hell in terms of the job as a PR or CEO of Vought. So now, with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please show some love. Leave a like, leave a sub, leave a comment down below. All that good stuff. And yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, YouTube believes you'll enjoy this one. So might as well go check it out.